Hey audience, welcome back to another episode of UK17 News. So, we'll come to the first news. The biggest thing that Apple didn't announce at this iPhone event. The giant elephant in the room at Apple's iPhone launch event on Tuesday starts with a phi and ends with a G. This year, telecom companies, federal officials, and tech execs have talked of 5G, the next generation of wireless networks, with the promise of internet connection so fast that they would support an entirely new way of life. At the event Tuesday, however, Apple executives didn't utter the phrase 5G once. Instead, Apple introduced interactive smartphone upgrades, including improved battery life and better cameras, but it held off on introducing a 5G-capable iPhone. The decision to delay presumably until at least 2020 is a risk for Apple. It could give Apple's rivals such as Samsung, with its two 5G-capable models, an edge in the market. At a time when Apple's smartphone sales are slumping and its new models look the same as older models, a 5G iPhone might have provided a jolt to the business. Some of the decision to hold off may have been outside the company's control. Apple's shift away from Qualcomm components toward Intel over the past couple of years reportedly stalled development for 5G modems in time for this year's cycle. But the delay may also represent a calculation that consumers are not clamoring for 5G just yet. There is definitely a subset of customers who will wait for 5G and want to future-proof their device, say Ben Stanton, a senior analyst at Canalys. But this will not apply to everyone. The mass market currently has no idea what to use 5G for, so for many, a lack of 5G on the newest iPhone may not be a problem. The introduction of 4G phones paved the way for on-demand apps such as Uber, as well as mobile video consumption on Netflix and Facebook. These services, in turn, serve as selling points for buying newer smartphones. The shift to 5G could be even more striking if 3G is a two-line highway and 4G is a 6-line. 5G will turn into 12 lines. Data transfers will be near instant to allow self-driving cars to process all the information they need to make the life or death decision in the blink of eye, or the healthcare industry to help power the next generation of telemedicine and robotic surgeries. A surgeon in China recently conducted a liver transplant on an animal from a location 3 miles away by controlling a robotic arm running on 5G. For now, however, 5G networks continue to pop up across the US, largely with inconsistent, unreliable service. The 5G phones currently on the market are expensive, such as the $1,300 Samsung Galaxy S10 5G and $999 LG V15 5G, and are being connected to a network can easily drain batteries. With the exception of 5G at AT&T Park, home to the Dallas Cowboys, there aren't many meaningful experiences available now for customers. Smartphone manufacturers and mobile carriers have yet to reveal how many people are currently using a 5G phone to access 5G networks, but those numbers likely to make up a silver of the smartphone market. Apple CEO Tim Cook has repeatedly said over the years that he's not concerned about the company being first to new technology. Our objective has never been to the first, he said in one interview in 2014. It is to the best. The company appears to be saying true that the playbook there. I applaud Apple's decision to say it won't be the first and will stand on the shoulders of giants before it, said Raman Lamas, search director at IDC Research. Eventually, we will all get there, but there's a lot of still to work out. Apple will undoubtedly need to hit the ground running when the time comes. It could very well be the last of the major manufacturers to launch a 5G cable flagship phone, but there are advantages to waiting, and including more reliable network and customer experiences. 5G modems may also reach a mass scale by then, allowing Apple's access to cheaper modems so it could sell a 5G iPhone for less than it would now, according to David Marquin, research director at ABI Research. Another perk, the extra year to work on a 5G device behind closed doors as other players like Samsung work out the early kinks in the spotlight.